Hello. Hello. Okay, I should be back. Well, hey guys. Sorry about that. Thanks for the raid, Mr. Nikwan Datashi. Hi. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the raid party. There's so many people now. We are back to a little bit of Rust. Yes, so I don't know why sometimes it breaks goddamn Linux. So we were doing some Rust and we are getting back to the advent of code. It's already almost 2 weeks in. Man, I'm really liking these challenges for now, like Advent of Code, and I also draw for some Inktober because it always gets you hyped to do something. It's really almost nice to go. I'm gonna do Rustling with you just for a refresher. Well, that's great. That's gonna be good. Did you read the docs? If not, I'm gonna do that after, or every time I get confused with this. Don't change this line. Expect str found integer. Need more Rust in action. If I have time, I'm gonna make a little bit of a project. I have a Spite project that I want to do. You know, AOC came out. It will have to check out tomorrow. So, no, it didn't came out. It isn't out yet. It's as usual December 1. Just that I know that Rust tend to be not the easiest language to program, or at least it would be. I wanted to learn it a little bit before, just a little bit. Get down the rustlings and maybe a project with some docs, anything to set up before the autocode. December 1st as usual. Oh, I see, just boosting in Rust to use Azure. Yes, last year I did Golang and I dropped after 4 days. I got so wrecked, didn't have time. This year I'm gonna sleep less and do more and do it in Rust. I've been using Golang for the last year, so it's a nice change of pace to do something different and a little bit lower level. As I said, I miss the actual programming. Always get this high level stuff, and it gets boring after a while. It feels less like engineering and more like, hey, I'm gonna just strip together a little bit of functions. Not as fine as it may. So don't change this line. Good. That's a string. Fix the compiler error by changing the line below. So number 3, this is shadowing, right? I can change the type. Yeah, this is weird. I don't know what to think of the shadowing. I don't know. Is there a reason why Rust got with the shadowing? This is the first time I see a language that can change type at during the would say in the same scope. This is bizarre. I believe they must have some good reasons. Why does Rust allow shadowing? In Rust, shadowing is used to let the keyword define. Yeah, but why? This companion for immutable by default. If you cannot shadow, then you cannot have to make the variable mutable. Oh, so that's because you can't. If you want to change, so it's always for safety, because this would be an immutable. Oh, I see. I can understand that. So this is because of the language idea. Const or static? For static, I'll provide a type for the constant. Could not compile. But of course, this is going to be a int32. All right, so this should be fine. By the way, the idea of, because everything is immutable, but we have also the const keyword. I'm not, god damn, this is it's some beefy hooks. Holy shit. Compile constant, compile evaluate function, and row pointers. Compile time constant. Sometimes set value is used to many types of program, and it can be convenient to copy it over and over. What's more, it's not always possible to make it convenient. And it lets you change types or variables, dynamic types with Rust that doesn't, which is static explicit thing. Yes, but when you see something like Go, most of the time though, yeah, sure, infer types, yeah, but in Go you can't redefine the type of something, so that's bizarre. Or any really, let's say Java, anything. Python I get, because Python everything is an object, so you're actually just binding a name to an object. Everything is basically the same, or not doesn't have the same methods, but everything underneath is the same. While here it's not. So this is curious, but I guess it's fine because there's going to be this concept of mutability, of immutable by default, so makes some sense. While usually you'd have something that's mutable, and you have to say when it's const. And values used to maintain. Yeah, so this constant must be typed, unlike let, you can't ignore their type and let the compiler figure it out. Alright, so I'm gonna put this in a stack and use always. I guess it should be faster. And you don't borrow check. I'm gonna have to understand the const stuff later on. I'm not trying to understand everything too fast too much, because usually leads to being way more confused and taking a lot of time. This is functions. So let's move to functions 1. Solution exercise. How's the function call me with the arguments or a return value? So it should be, goddamn it, should be function call me. It returns nothing. Empty block. And it's great. I wonder, how does this look if I crack it open like this? Still looks fine. Okay, let's bring it back to the main page. I mean, probably don't need something that long. Just links. Yeah, the language is quite bizarre, but in a good way. I say it's fun to do sometimes at least 1 year something that's different than the last. Too bad it's not Elixir, but next year it will be. So this time expects a type, at the missing type num after the colon. Yeah, so we can say that this is, we're gonna put the type of the parameter, and you should fix it. Amazing. Print 3 calls. There we go. So we're file 3. Fix the function call. Call me, it wants an argument. So should be 15. I'm gonna print 15 times. Amazing. We add file 4. And this store is having a sale where if the price is an even number, you get 10. Rust bucks off, but it's an odd number. It's $3 Rust bucks off. Don't worry about the function body themselves. We are only interested in the signature for now. So function is even. It will return true when it's even. Implicit return, good. Fix the function signature, which is the fact that it should return, I'm guessing, price is int64, which should be an int64. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? It will work even if it's something else. Actually, let's try. What if I return something that's different from the type that it gets? Oh, so it gets mad. He wants to be explicit about there's no type inference. Honesty, expected from Rust. It's all about the safety. Always wear condoms when doing Rust. Fix the body count without changing the signature. So function square num num. Remove the unnecessary value. So this is an expression, which means we don't need stuff. Yeah, and starts to prevent you from storing a value in a smaller size than you start with. That's correct. That's 100% correct. But you have to be explicit every time. Like, let's say, I'm curious, if this is 64, this is 32, but I try to return a 64, is it implicit? Or does it get mad? Yeah, so you're going to have to into and copy it. Fair, fair, fair. No, I think yeah, I think it's correct in the whole idea of the language. So I'm perfectly happy with that. Unnecessary parentheses. All right. So I can have the expression. The parentheses would be only if I return two steps back. Good. I don't know what I clicked. Okay. How do I? Please. Home. Continue. Okay. And we are up to if 3. So x if 03, 03 if 1. Okay, it's getting nicer. Oh, so that's the suite, the test suite. Don't mind this for now. Oh no, I will, boy, I will. Mod tests. I saw this before. This was for the debugging or something like that. This is bizarre. Use super, so anything inside this crate, inside this scope. So this is the decorator for a test. Assert 10 bigger than 8. Sweet. So that also has internal tuning for tests. I'm loving it. I say I can see Rust and Golang being. I'm gonna say I'm really liking the whole modern language. It has a lot of stuff that's very nice that over the years we get to expect. So to do, complete this function to return the bigger number. If both numbers are equal, any of them can be returned. Do not use another function called additional variables. If both numbers are equal, any of them can be returned. Now let's go the hidden routes. I like the similar say the individual ifs. So we return. Wait, if numbers are equal, any of them can be returned. Sure. So in this case, it does not matter the equal, but it can be if A is bigger, return A. You go and Rust are taking the best part of the language and making them supercharged. Learn to Go in a weekend. Yeah, Go is very, very simple. Which is great. I was looking at my Advent of Code, which, again, did not finish. But I was taking a look at my Go that time. And the cool thing is that a novice can write the same Go as someone else, which is great. I'm gonna say it's amazing because you're going to have the same language everywhere, every time. Which I'm kind of appreciating. What's the problem here? Unnecessary parentheses. There. What's the... You might have returned this value. You can experiment here. Could not compile due to two previous errors. Type expected parentheses found. This is going to be explicit. Okay, so the last one has to be the one before has to be implicit and the one has to be explicit. Not so ifs. It's the same thing, really, because at the end of the day, you will return here anyway, so it still breaks the function because you're still taking it out. At the end of the day, if it's a function, it's the same thing. And I told you, I'm gonna be a hidden. I like this style a little bit better because why not? You're going to do 2 checks if it's going to be B, so not needed. It's preference really. Picky eaters. Two. I do one check, else returns B. Oh, fair. Probably better. But let's make it ugly. Let's go over my readable. I used to do this a lot in Ruby, and it's just kind of stuck because I can divide very easily the function. Probably won't matter at this point. But if in the future I get into optimizing, might. Pick the compiler error, expected string because of the return. So food strawberry yummy mismatch type. Wants a string. Else yucky. Oh damn. It wants a add string. Oh, stuff panicked. Read, understand the desired behavior, make call the function pass. Let's take a look. This means that calling pick eater with the food return yummy. Neutral food. I guess I can eat that. If potato. Oh, okay. Got it. We can eat else if here. Food equals say the young the potatoes. Huh, mine just has food feeds. I want food. you have an old checkout. It's going to be broccoli. Let's yank this part. God damn it. Good. It's always embarrassing. So I guess I can eat a potato. Actually, let's bring them closer. Okay, so if this is broccoli, we return no thanks. Per reaction to broccoli. Gummy bears, no thanks. Oh, gummy bears are nice, come on, man. And finally, why is my Discord, is my Telegram opening, and who the fuck is writing me at 7 in the morning? Go to sleep, go back to sleep. So gummy bears, literally anything else. Well, I guess it's getting mad because he wants else if literally anything. So else if. Wait. Cargo unit built in test is nice. And looks fine. Looks good from outside. Else if Rust. So it's Alphys. What's the big deal here? If maybe missing an else cause. This is fine. Expected found food. This guy is confusing me. I'm switching to a switch case right this second. Come on, man. This is one. This is two. Use 3. God damn it, shut up. This is 4. And this is 5. Has to be an else at the end. So I'm guessing like that. Any other case would be an else. It gone, but he doesn't like it. Does he want a switch case? What's the deal? If has identical blocks. Yeah, my boy does. Let me be your friend. It's pretty universal or, right? Basically, most language would do or like this. Is he happy? Now what? Still doesn't like it. This if has two identical blocks. What was the one before? Cry about it. Compiler, cry about it. It's an if and else, you can handle it. If and else have incompatible types. Fix the compiler in the statement below. Let identifier equals if animal is crab1. Go, go for, let's go. Two and if snake, expect value of this. Unknown. Yeah, so we can't change this at the end, but it's always going to be, and also this one should not be nice. I guess this also could be, I think, don't overthink this one. Yeah. It's going to be, can it be also into, like copy it? I guess you can't in the same different types. Okay. So very well. Next one. Calculate price for apples. Yes, it's going great. 16, also 94. In a Ruby, there are 286, if I remember correctly. Which is way too many. Way too fucking many. It was such a drag. Quizzes. I love quizzes. Not solutions, please. Eggs. Quiz 1. It's a long one. A long text. This is a quiz for the following section. Variable functions ifs. Mary is buying apples. Good. Mary is buying apples. The price of an apple is calculated as follows. An apple costs 2 rust bucks. Dude. Programs are funny. Like, programmers are legit just such... Ignorant is not the correct word. We are silly. Very silly. My girlfriend doesn't like that very much. Not always, at least. However, if Mary buys more than 40 apples, the price of each apple in the entire order is reduced to only $1. Fair. Write a function that calculates the price of an order of apples given the quantity bought. And then calculate price of apples. Oh, so this one you do what you want. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna take an int in, an int out, and it's going to be calculated like that. Internal bracket would be how many apples bought. We're gonna return e32 and managed by an apple costs 2 rust bucks, however many more than 40 if apple bought is more than 40, then we return like 40 actually, else we return apples bought times 2. Failed. I don't know why I put 40. I don't know why. It's, I just thought, hey, that's easy, just type it out. Always the magic numbers, man. I don't know what it is. There's no error you can return without the semicolon and the keyword. Even if it's breaks over here, works still. Or does it have to be the parentheses so it understands that it's a return? Yeah, see, it doesn't like it. Mismatch type. I think you can return implicitly like the last one, but you have to return explicitly the first one. At least it would match with Ruby. Mismatch the type function found expected parent expression found. Yes. Maybe he wants like that, like that. Path statement of effect. Function calculate if quantity, quantity, else quantity. Implicitly did both. But why is my analyzer? You might have to return the value. So my analyzer doesn't like it. Yours, it goes fine. Let's put it online here. Well, I guess it check all. So it looks like it compiles, but why does it get mad? Because this is a mismatch type. Let's say I write this. And run rustings again. So this is just a compiler that doesn't like it, right? Because it works. Open and close. If quantity, quantity, else quantity. So so you would else it. Okay. Oh, because it's going to be. I see it. So with the if and else it works, otherwise it don't. But if you want to interrupt the function, you have to explicitly say return. Okay, now that's great. Thanks. I get that now. So exercise 04 primitives 1. Let's take a look at the booleans. Today define a boolean variable with the name is evening before the if statement below. The value of the variable should be negation, opposite of is morning. Now, if something I learned about programming is that is evening, it would always have to be the bang, except in those some wacky languages. I don't remember in which. Oh, actually, I do remember. It's in Ruby that bang means even more, and there are some other wacky languages that bang does not mean what you expect it to mean. Good evening. That's fair. Exercise 2. Carbs. Note that the single quotes are different from the double quotes you've been seeing around. My first initial C. So yeah, that's a classic char from every language, or C meaning of char. Version is alphabetic. Print. It's alphabetic. Oh, so this is a Rust thing. A to Z, good. Yeah, chars are fun. Yeah, chars are good. It gets it easier with everything if everything is a string, but dude, in also your first emoji. there's more emojis in the Rust source code. No, dude, in Go there's the runes, and the runes suck balls. I'm gonna say that's one of the most unlikely stuff because you always have to string curve and some bullshit like, bro, it's a char, let me use it. But Go won't ever let me use it in a decent way. Always have to convert and say, hey, it's string core Unicode to char or some bullshit like that. My first initial is alphabetic, else if it's numeric, which we matter much on the number. Yep. Analog to the example before, declare a variable called your character. Below, with your favorite character, try a letter, try a digit in a single quote, try a special character, try a character from a different language than your own. Try an emoji. Let your character here. Okay. I'm down. Yay, I used Rust. Tell you what, man, we're having one of my letters. So it's going to be Romanian accent. Hey. We're gonna take one of those bad boys from my language. I copy and paste it. Numeric should be 1. There we go. Oh, my character. Oops, that's stupid. Your character should be this. That's not the instruction. You need to let it. Dude. I don't know. I see a parenthesis. I put something in there. Good. So this is an alphabetical, which is nice. This should be a numerical. And let's get the moon emoji. Like some stuff like that. Are you big on emojis? Like last job? Holy shit, doesn't like this. Yeah, it's a Unicode. Way too big. Yeah, it won't let me. It's not a primitive. It's bigger than 1 byte. I mean, my crab worked. Your crab worked. Let's take a look. So your crab is 1 byte. But everything else is not. Didn't close the quotes. I mean quotes. Don't worry, I get it. Right now it's 7 o'clock here. Wake up at 5:30. As you see, I'm also not very much into it. Yesterday I went running way too late, so got home. It's midnight. Damn. You have work tomorrow? Hope you don't have like a lot of commutes. See in America that being a big problem. I mean, I don't know. Are you a student or you work? Like unemployed? Damn. Your market is so shit right now. Yeah. Market is so terrible in America right now. Italy, the wages are shit, but the market is fine. I still have some jobs here and there. But goddamn, I'm feeling so bad for you because I saw the situation. If you go on Reddit, stuff is painful. Hopefully, it will get back up sooner or later. Keep trying. Maybe get some the shitty job. I worked as I work in furnitures. I worked as in bars when I was studying. It was shit, but it makes you appreciate when you have something nice. So I hope for you the best for you. Not find a value in the scope A. Create an array called A at least 100 elements in it. So I remember this. There was a way to tell you defining. There was a way to say how big the array is. Find arrays in Rust. No, this one. Shut the fuck up. E32. Yeah, so the signature, the type, what do you say? Why? Always the Rust, always the crustacean. And will be equal to. Wait a damn second. It just compiles everything to a crustacean? What? Calabarmi. Be like this. Expected semicolon. Station nations. Welcome to the cult. Expected the double quote, sure. This looks so weird. It's not initialized. Consider assigning a variable to. So, okay. Because I can always put less, right? I can't. Okay. Let's do a little bit of a for loop. For loop label for and range. This one. So for n in 1 to 100, a of well, actually a of e is going to be equal to. I'm gonna make it a car so they can put in the crabs. More crabs for everyone. There's my crab. Wait, it won't work, right? Because it has to be an int. Too bad. Sure. Like this. Count u sides into e32. Convert u sides to e32. Last. U sides to e32, for example. From V. Good. So E32. Oh, I like this. I like this from I. How about I just make this a U size? Bollocks. Mutable. Use bind use word, but it's initialized. Dude, what do you mean? I put stuff here. Initialize array Rust. Oh. Bro. Arrays are covered in the book. See? I had to read the book. People get mad when you don't read the book. I gave you code that works, by the way. Okay, let me take a look. You're giving me way too many solutions. You're chat GPTing my brain. God damn it. What do you keep? Come on, man. Let me select this shit. Let's see. So the emoji is nice. Interesting. This is a string of 100 because it makes a string an empty string. That's the proposition. Create a call A that is 100 elements in it. I wonder why it doesn't work with numbers, because this, I'm guessing, is... Hold up a second. These are 100 crabs. Huh? Yeah, I'm curious why this won't work. Like, wouldn't this put 100 numbers in? Mismatch type. Expected type use size found range to integer. Set value found built-in type E32. Oh, I see. So you have to, you don't put the type, you put something, and this is 100 of something. Out of curiosity. God damn it. Get so mad. Okay, so yeah, this is basically how it works. Read the box slices. Oh, that's a big array. Thank you. So let's keep the crab and let's take a look at the slices. Also, clean this shit. There it is, my book. Vulcan Vector, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the... I don't have a name for the community yet. This stuff started like 3 weeks ago, so it's very new. But alerts work, so that's nice. Didn't think that last time was there. Yeah, I read about the slices. Here's the slice type. But I don't remember quite something about it. Read the book, slices and tuples. From twins, file name, first word, use size. So this is the enumerate part. The fact that you can clear it. Okay, so that was the part. From hello world, slice it up to... Yeah, I remember this. The cool stuff that you basically slice the whole thing so that you can implicitly convert it, which is very nice. But where's the initialization part? So yeah, you pass the slice as a full slice, so you can always have str, like here in the end. Yeah, this I remember this trick very clearly, because you can slice it up in the... So let a slice of A113. But basically this is how you're going to init an element with the same thing with a default. Good. That's fine. I get it now. Okay, I keep list. What do you mean pending? How do I go home? See? No. Continue. Okay. Primitive type 4. You can optionally test here. Good. Oh, this is straight in the tests. Get a slice called nice slices out of the array A so that the test spice let nice slice equal cert equal. Okay, great. So this is the part we were talking before, which means I can get A to, well, actually not, let nice slice to be equal A from 1 to, should be 3. Get the semicolon. Consider borrowing. Not implemented, unimplemented, answers locked are gated and unstable. Consider borrowing here. For more information about this, try Rust. Borrowing the values. No, borrowing from the A. Okay, compiler. Actually, no. It was fine. I had to add one more. 4. Yep. No borrow on the array. Yeah. Right, because you have to take ownership. The ownership is more confusing when you're talking about array rather than functions. In functions, it's a little bit more streamlined. I think about it as a straight up, you have auto free, basically. Apparently, it's not as easy as I imagined. Yeah, so basically it's going to be auto free. Let cat furry McPherson. 3.5. Destructure the cat tuple in one statement so that the print that works. Let your pattern here cat. Oh, yeah. So different types would be let name age cat. So these abstractions are amazing because sometimes it feels like Python, but this is basically a system language, so it's going to be substantially faster with these niceties that I think it's fine that we get used to it. Let the boomers take with Java and suffer. I'm working with Java and C# right now, but not the good versions, the 6 and below. So the C# .NET below 5 and Java 8. Shit's terrific. Wait, terrific is a good thing. Shit's terrible. Use the tuple index to access the second element of the number and assign it to a variable called second. Let the second, yep. Let second equals see, this is the Go brain. I can't comprehend. Can't find viable numbers. And I put the S here, seconds. Good. So this is the Golang brain and the dynamic language brain. I cannot, for the life of me, remember the semicolons. Vex. This is new. X, Vex, 1. Okay, I remember this from Prime. So the return is going to be a slice, an array of 4, and a vector of iterate vex. You do love your vex, right? Wait, what is a vector different from an array exactly? A continuous growable array type, written as vect for short vector. Oh, good. So it's array type. This should be like a list, something close to a list. Yeah, pop len. Going to be like a push. Yeah. Abstract vect ta equals global. Yeah, I'm not looking more in there. Vect means a vector of a generic type. Yeah. Feels fair. I glazed the generics kind of recently with making a game in Java that is a generic type, and most people get confused on that. You know, yeah, first time I got confused as well. Also because people tend to use the T, the V, the K instead of making some actual works. Because me and a couple of my friends, project is abandoned now, but we used to do this game in Java this Sunday, this uh, this summer, and I actually found a nice use case because I wrote the library that to the piece of the collisions, which I don't know where it is now. There you go, collision.java. And they like to be a little bit more descriptive. So this the collider basically will define at runtime the damage dealer and the tank, and it will damage dealer always does damage to tank. So you're going to use this for everything: projectiles for enemies, enemies for player, and everything else. So it's confusing at first, but very very nice later when you have something like that to do. So returns my array to do. Create a vector called v that contains the exact same elements as the array. Use the vector macro let v equals the vector macro. Guessing it would be use the vector macro. Does my vec. Okay, my first idea would be like something from, but it does not look like it does that. So let's take a look at the docs. Do we talk about vectors over here? Enums, package, vectors. Chapter 8. Vectors. Use the vector macro, I told you. Yeah, see, first you give me the exercises and say, hey, make the exercise. Then you tell me about reading the book. Which one is it, man? Which one? I wanted to read the whole book, but okay, I'm gonna take one argument at a time and read it slowly and then get back. So historic lists of values with vector. See, lists. That's that. The first collection type we look at is vect, also known as a vector. Vectors allow you to store more than one value in a single data structure that puts all the values next to each other in memory. Vectors constituent value of the same type. They are useful when you have a list of items, such as a line of text in a line of the prices of items in a shopping cart. So let v vector of the v.new. This is an empty vec. No, of course. Note that we added a type annotation here because we aren't inserting any values in the vector, but Rust doesn't know what kind of elements vector we store. Ooh. Wild guess. V equals vec dot new from A. Nope. But this means we can, yep, from. There we go. The whole macro business. I have to get to macros. It kills me that I don't know why I can't just print stuff. I have to print macro. What the fuck is a macro? Note that we added type annotation here because we aren't inserting any value in the vector. Rust doesn't know what kind of elements we intend to store. This is an important point. Vectors are implemented using generics. We'll cover them to use generics with your own types in chapter 10. For now, note that vect provides the standard library can hold any type. So let. Oh, this is the macro. More often you create a vect with initial value and Rust. You want to store, so you really need to do this type of notation. Rust conveniently provides the vec macro. You should create a new vec. Macros more or less just reduces boilerplate. So they're the macros in the C sense. It's going to be like a bunch more code that get generated at the runtime. So they're the same idea of macro that is in C, but more convenient. Gonna be honest. I did not ever use macros in C more than define a constant. So I'm not, as a concept, very familiar with macros. I know that you get, it's like the metaprogramming. Right? I think never used C. Yeah, this is the C macros. So the cool thing about, bro, give me an example. Yeah, so see, it's going to be like a define limit 5. Basically, you're defining this 5 int as a constant in preprocessing. So this will be run before the command. You first define every macro, and then you run the program. So this gets defined, then this works. Is the same idea? Or maybe it's because even with enums, here enums have a different meaning than the enums you have in C or any other languages. That's why I keep I'm being conservative with Rust, because usually the concepts are not the same. More often you create a vec_t with initial values on vec you want to know, so you need to Rust convenient provides a vec macro, which will create a new vector that holds the value you like. Vec e32 that holds the 1 to 3. So this is the macro you were saying. I found something a little bit better, but this should work the same. Vec macro and 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course. It doesn't. Wait. I should tell it over here. 32. Yeah, because it takes my U side, so it gets bad. Oh, right. So it's a vec e32. This should work the same. Or you can get mad because you want 10, 20, 30, and 40. I could have copied the array from before. Yeah. Okay, so this works the same. Gonna prefer this one. So anyway, we can push. So basically a list. We can read same way we will read from a list. It's always going to be, we're gonna borrow that, of course. And v.get. That provides these two ways to refer to an element, so you can choose how the program behaves. When you try to use an index outside of the range of this example, let's see what happens when you have a vector 5 elements. When you try to access the element at index 100, which technique shown us. Okay, so I'm guessing that these errors and this gonna say something better rather than erroring. Does not exist. Okay. With this intention prefix it. Okay, both cases, while running this code, the first one method will cause the program to panic because the references are non-existent. This method is best when you want your program to crash if there's an attempt to access an element past the end of the vector. Good. This is protection that C lacks. When the get method is past an index that is outside the vector, it returns none without panicking. Oh, nice. That's good. Basically, it returns an iman, I suppose. E.get 500. Optional, the enum, optional I, the index, the output. Yeah, substantially would return you. Can I take a look at the optional? No, I can't. What definition? So I is the index. The output is a generic, which would be what you want. Okay. Is there anything cool over here? So push, the element is the first. Well, this is not long. Let's not be silly and let's read this out. Alright, so when get this passes method passes an index outside, that returns none without panicking. You would use this method if access an element beyond the range of the vector may happen occasionally under normal circumstances. Your code will behave. You will then have logic to handle having either some element or none, as discussed in chapter 6. For example, the index could be coming from a person entering a number. If they accidentally enter a number that's too large and the program gets a non value, you could tell the user how many items are in the current vector and give them another chance to enter a value. That could be user-friendly than crashing the program due to a typo. Yep. When the program has a valid reference, the borrow checker enforces the ownership and borrowing rules. So ensure this reference or any other reference to the content of the vector remain valid. Recall the rule that states that you can't have mutable and immutable references in the same scope. That rules applies in 8.6. We'll hold an immutable reference to the first element in a vector and try to add an element to the end. This program won't work if you also try to refer the element later. So we have a mutable vector. We get the first element and then we push. Immutable borrow occurs here. Immutable borrow occurs here. Immutable borrow later used on. So I'm taking the 1 as an immutable borrow and I add stuff. So I have to free the 1 beforehand. That's the big deal. The code might look like it should work. Why would the reference to the first element care about changes at the end of the vector? This error codes due to vector works. Because vectors put the value next to each other in memory, adding a new element onto the end of the vector might require allocating new memory and copying the element to new space. Yeah, so basically if you take reference to something or borrow something, if you change the array underneath, you can maybe that memory is not valid anymore because you copied it. Because say you don't have enough space in that slot. Use random to pull elements next to each other, although the vector is currently stored. In that case, the reference to the first element will be pointing to the allocated memory. The borrowing rules program from the input solution. Iterate over values in a vector. So for I in V, print I. To access each element in turn, we should iterate through all of the elements rather than use indices to access one at a time. This is a for loop. We can also iterate over mutable references to each element in a vector to make changes to elements. Okay, so this is the C-like. Gonna reference the object because we get the mutable references and now we can change the object. Good. To change the value of the mutable reference, we have to use the reference operators to get the value of I. Yeah. Wait, Linus, how do you get Rust when you never used C? Like, did you use something similar to C? It feels like a bit hard if you never worked with pointers and stuff. Using an enum to store multiple types. Vectors can only store one of the same type. This can be inconvenient. There are different use cases for needing to store a list of items of different types. Fortunately, the variants of an enum are defined under the same enum type. So we need one type to represent elements of different types. We can define and use an enum. So this is an enum of int float text, spread cell int text from blue, spreadsheet shell float. Ooh, that's cool. That's actually good. Dropping a vector drops its elements. Sounds fair. Okay. I've seen enough. I'm satisfied. Next one. Vex to chunky. Let mute output vector new. For element in input, if this is intentional, prefix it with multiply each element in the input slice by 2 and push it to the output vector. Okay. As before, we have to take the mutable input. We're gonna take the reference. We're gonna output dot push the reference of element times 2. Wait, isn't this how I change stuff? Mat v. I might be overcomplicating stuff. Output, output dot push element times 2. Good. Map example. An example of collecting a vector after. There you go. An example of collecting a vector after mapping. Yeah, I was overthinking it. I don't need to change the stuff underneath, so. Map each element of the input slice to its value plus 1. If the input is 1 to 3, the output is 2 for 3. So, input iter map. This is holy shit. So map takes itself, the element, returns self, and the element. Yeah, I know this stuff from Python, but it's always been a little bit of magic. So collect transforms an iterator into a collection. Because the map will return me an iterator, an object type map. This transforms it, returns an iterator over the slice. So transform it into slice. Apply this function, which is a lambda. This is the body of the lambda, and this converts the output of map into collect. Okay, I can do this. Here we also want you to multiply each element closure in abstracts Rust. Yep. Wait, closures. This isn't iterators and lambdas, but yeah. All of the Rust, we're getting into Rust goodies. To do, here we also want to multiply each element in the input slice by 2, but the iterator mapping instead of manually pushing it into an empty vector. See the example in the vec map above. Yeah, so this stuff would be just simply element times 2. Cool stuff. Map takes a closure, but yes, lambdas. Map takes a closure. Oh, right, because you're gonna have to take the idea of it before. Yes. Makes sense. Make that again. God damn it. Wait, I see it. Maybe I'm not close enough. God damn it, Linux. I have to check it every time. So the built-in analog, so should be this mic. This one over here. Okay, I'm not sure I'm picking up this mic or I'm picking up the webcam. Yes. I'm picking up the webcam. Am I? Well, so today I must sound like a butter. Amazing. Next one. Borrow vec as mutable. But wait. Test. Yeah. Okay, no, it's the correct mic, I think. Guess I don't want to program in Windows, but streaming in Linux is being a little bit silly. Cannot borrow back as mutable as it not declared as mutable. Okay, so this is what... No, wait. Zero 6. Move 1. Okay, fix the compiler errors in this function. Function fillback. Don't worry, Linux, you're good. I understand you muting me on the second screen. Dude, you don't. I don't know if you've seen around Josh. Josh is like I guess a World of Warcraft streamer or something like that. Anyway, it's a dude who's hilarious, and he has his Twitch chat on his first monitor and the game on the second one. He gets mad when everyone or anyone puts him on the second monitor. It's actually so funny. To do, fix the compiler error in this function. Function fillback. So vec push. This is immutable, so we can't change the back. P is natural. Oh, I'm loving this. The new fc find files inside the current folder of the buffer. Great. Okay, function. Anyway, gonna try to sleep again. Good luck. Thank you. Have a good night, man. See you around tomorrow evening for you, but morning for me. Have a nice one. Bye. So function fill vectorial mute. Okay, no, that's the one we did already. Semantics 2. Proto move value back variable here after move. Interesting. Consider cloning the value if the cost is acceptable. Make both vector 0 and vector 1 accessible at the same time. Fix the compiler errors in the test. Wait, so I'm not supposed to change this. No, gonna have to change this and then take a look at that. Dot clone. Okay, so what's happening? I can't push without it being mutable, which I get. And we use the fill vector, which is my function, to add and push. Push gets me by the end, which means this is a double linked list underneath. Has to be. Let len self.len. What's all of this? Let len that self-len. If len self by capacity set by gross 1. Unsafe. Holy shit, but this is... Wait, are vectors lists? Lock me for newbie topic. Vector again is to keep elements in the same order for the vast majority of operations. Okay, so it's a little bit different than a list, but interesting. Let's move up. So I'm gonna say 3. Fix the compiler error in the function without adding any new line. Cannot mutate immutable variable vec. Well, my share. The IT can be mutable. Or it can't. The IT can be mutable. Cute trick. Just add line. Cannot borrow X as mutable more than once. Of course you can't. To do, fix the compiler errors only by reordering the line in the test. Don't add, change, or remove lines. So let's see. We have a mutable X, which is an empty borrow. Yeah. Then we're going to define Y as the reference from X and Z as the mutable from X. Then we push something onto Y and we push something onto 3. Now, he wants me to do this, correct? Incorrect. He wants me to do this. Because I'm gonna borrow it, free it, borrow it, free it. Okay, so interesting stuff is I can borrow one single element and free one single element, rather than borrowing everything and freeing everything. Good. So semantic, we're at 4 now. Yep, semantics 5. Allow Clippy. Dude, this prefixes always drop me. Are these decorators? Are them... Is this stuff like decorator? Is this macros? Honestly, I'm gonna have to read the whole book after getting this stuff. Okay, so allow Clippy pointer argument. Fix the compiler errors without changing anything except adding or removing a reference. Shouldn't take ownership. Now, I read the chapter on the ownership, so this is going to be an at. We pass the reference, and this does not take ownership. Should take ownership, so we don't ref it. Rest is gate to string. Expected string and found string. Again. So we're gonna pass the reference in the get char, which means this won't clear it up, because now if I understand the ownership, this means that data is gonna get use of moved value. Yeah. So substantially, this is going to be like passed by pointers. I can do whatever the fuck, nobody cares. This is passed by pointers, but it gets freed at the end of the scope of the function. Rust is great. Rust is great. The Church of Rust. There's nothing more here, right? We move to structs. One thing I don't know is why am I in the outer folder instead of being in the inner? So structs 1. Alrighty. Struct stuff. Structs color regular struct. Add the fields that the test regular struct expects. What type should the field have? What are the minimum and maximum values of RGB colors? Add the field test regular tracks. Green dot red. Let's test expects. What should field do? So red, blue, green. Yeah. Red, blue, green. Amazing. Initiate a regular struct. Let green equals color double struct, so it's O 25.5 O. Expected 0 arguments. That's good. Let user. All right. This is the nuke the surrounding and move it like that. Also, it's a type color tapus 9. What's the deal here? While parsing this struct, expected identifier found. Right. Sucks. Red. Green. Blue. What do you mean no such field? Okay. Gonna be honest. Today was a blast. I have to use the buffer, and I have work at 8. And the work at 8 implies that I actually have to do some checks on my servers. So, thank you for everyone who come to watch. Today was a blast. Thank you, Linux. Linux. See you tomorrow, same hour. I want to be here at 6. I just never get to. And have a nice day.